Hello YouTube, I am Ashen Ninja, and this is another getting started video. Probably about the first 20 turns-ish for the upcoming videos. And this time, we are dealing with Nagash's right hand, the man that jerked him off the most out of everyone. Fondled those balls nicely on the giant skeleton man that was Nagash, Arkhan the Black. I'll try and just call him Arkhan though. So, Arkhan. He has quite an annoying starting position. He's surrounded by enemies, of course. He has the ability to recruit certain vampire count units. They're shit, so don't bother. Since he's surrounded by other Tomb Kings, he has a minus 50 with them. That's good. And since the vampire counts are nowhere near him, he's got plus 20 with them. He does, however, have more magic reserve with all armies. Vampiric corruption doesn't affect him. Or at least not in public order anyway, so he'll probably still get attrition from them. And his lord effects are he has better melee attack and melee defense for embedded heroes, which is not too bad actually. So you've got to have something. I'm going to be running this on legendary. Everything I show, as always, should be fine to also use in the lower difficulties, save for getting a lot of rebellions, because legendary difficulty gives you a minus 8 to public order, very hard minus 4, and it gets easier from there. So, yeah. So if you're wondering why you're not getting rebellions, it's probably because you're not playing legendary. Public order is quite finicky on legendary at times, but that's okay. What you've got to remember is rebellions are just a really good way of leveling your characters. Just try and stay on top of them at least a little bit. Righto, so we start with this little town over here on the Sorcerer's Islands. We also start with the Wizard Caliph's Palace. And we start with Arkhan himself, looking very pretty with his stick. Ooh, aren't you pretty? We have Bear Kid, apparently his name.
Trusted in life.
Alright, that's the first time I've managed to get knowledgeable. You never know what you're going to end up with these guys. He is always a Nehekaran Lich Priest. Nehekaran lore isn't the best, but there's a couple of decent damaging spells in there. It will give you a trickle of healing from Restless Dead as well, but it's nothing special really. So, do with it as you please. I'm of course going to use our knowledgeable Lich Priest, even if you get something crap like Treacherous, for example. Treacherous is only problem because as a trait, Treacherous increases the damage of Scorpion units. Well, their attack power and that sort of thing, at least.
Make way, fool.
But it's yeah, it doesn't work when it's on heroes, so it's kind of broken. Right, so Sorcerer's Island, I'm abandoning that to the fate of what are these guys again? Knights of the Flame. They'll rock up to destroy that. Take it. And what we're going to do, because basically, when it comes down to the kings of the desert, the idea is survive. So, popping in open graves, we need more skeleton archers, and I'm getting rid of this. So with this we can recruit crypt ghouls, bats and direwolves, and hex race eventually. It's honestly crap. We don't need it. The whole you can recruit vampire units is quite crap, to be honest. You can't recruit, at this point at least, you can't recruit any decent ones. There might be special buildings throughout the map that will let us recruit decent ones. But
Curse the
here,
sun.
no. Research-wise, first thing you want to do is unlock a dynasty, mostly because, well, you can't do anything else. This one is entirely up to you. This will let you recruit an extra army. Without it, you are stuck with just the one army. Best thing to do is keep an eye on what you're going to be able to unlock with each dynasty as well. Personally, to start with, I go for, I think it's this one, the 4th dynasty, mostly because I want the Pride in Service, so that I can make my embedded heroes just a little bit better as well as Tomb Guard, which I will use extensively in the early campaign at least. So I'll be picking that one. If I do have the $5,000 for the proclamation, being able to construct walls and better ambush chance is quite good as well. So really, what this comes down to is we need to survive 15 turns that it takes to unlock that dynasty. Excuse me, need that coffee. Yeah, we need to survive that 15 turns to unlock the dynasty so that we can have 2 armies, basically. A big part of that is demolishing that building, and I want chariots.
Servant of Nagash.
Chariots, in my opinion, are quite crap. You're of course allowed to have your own opinion on that, but for the early part of the game, they're useful. I wouldn't use them later on, but for at this stage, I'll take chariots. So, what I've noticed through my testing to start with is any other building combination that you decide to perform seems to cause dwarves over here to start raiding the crap out of you. Now I've said that, it probably means I'm going to get the crap raided out of me now by the dwarves. But with this combination, I haven't actually had that happen. So this will be the first time recording and doing that. I tried it about 5 times, I think, prior. That's fine, we'll accept the Highborn of Khemri.
You are not him.
I am not him, no. What I should do is, we'll take a look at the Lich King. He's not very pretty, is he? Now, his skills, we're not too concerned about the blue line at this point on him. Red line is generally where we want to start. I'll be going through Arrows of Asaph and the Sun-Bleached Bones for best Tomb Guard and that sort of stuff. Then moving up here, I'll probably keep going to Blessing of Asaph. I may even go to Unfading Memory as well. Oh, I may do one of each, I don't know. But the main thing is we want to get to Resurrect, so red line is the first option. He is a Death Caster. I think that's Death Magic, isn't it? Yeah, pretty sure it's called Death Magic. I can never remember the names of them. Death Magic isn't the best. Purple Sun isn't bad, but it's not great either. It just doesn't last that long for how much Winds of Magic cast costs. 24 Winds of Magic is just insane. But he does have some pretty good special abilities. This is a great ability, so you want to grab this at level 10. Replenishment rate, damage for Casket of Souls, and local recruitment capacity is really useful. That's not so useful itself, really, I don't think. Oh, yeah, it's actually not too bad. Activates automatically. Damages units that are around him. I like that, actually. That sounds really good. So, well, yeah, I'll take that back. That's a really good skill. We get Curse of Undeath, which is good. Wow, that's really good, actually. More casualty replenishment rate as well. Martial Prowess, that's not bad. That is going to be useless because I wouldn't personally use any of those. Lich King, yep, want that. And definitely want that. So, that line is a must as well. Pity he only gets a chariot, but, you know, it'd be nice to get him on a war sphinx or something, but oh well. Why am I only getting 2 chariots? Get a skelly boy with a spear as well. You want to make sure you get yourself a full stack as fast as possible. I can technically build stuff, but we want to save our money. Alright, next turn we'll be losing Sorcerer's Island. That's fine.
Arkhan the Black.
Good old Arkhan, where, yep, our public order is running down nicely. We'll get another couple more skeletons. That is just because I could upgrade that. I'm going to lose it, so there's no point. I could upgrade this so that I could get a couple of archer chariots. But much as I don't really like normal chariots, archer chariots are worse. Archers do not do a lot of damage. There's just not a lot of... There's not enough entities on the chariot firing to really do enough damage. Is what it comes down to. Alright, yep, that's fine. We'll lose that. Yep, they've got their army, the same one they've had every other time, except they've got less mounted yeomen this time, by the look of it.
To battle!
That's fine, we'll take that defeat. And they've got some beastmen following them about the place. Now, normally at this point, it's quite the dilemma. I've been working on this as well. I could get another Leech Priest, could get a Necrotect, but we want a Tomb Prince.
Son of Nehikara!
Prince. Now let's have a quick look. What does he? He's an Infantry Master. I don't really want an Infantry Master. What options do we have? Cunning's actually pretty good. We mostly want Chariot Master, in my opinion.
Demands it.
That way we can have him zooming about the battlefield, doing stuff. But I will take a Cunning one as
I keep my
a secondary
own
option
counsel.
any day of the week.
Servant of Nagash.
Arkhan the Black,
On my
go into
will.
ambush stance. Let's get rid of the
Open
bats,
the Liber Mortis.
because my Tomb Prince will go in there next turn. Now, currently, we do not have a lot of money, and we have an income of 45. If you're wondering why that's not concerning me at all, it's because, well, there isn't actually an upkeep for anything any of Arkhan's
Do not
army.
challenge me. Legions arise.
Pop him in there, makes him better at ambushing. I'll have a quick look just in case a Chariot Master turned up. Didn't.
Is it hot?
How long do we have till the rebellion? We've only got, yep, 3 turns. That's fine.
Only
He'll
the
turn
living
up eventually to
sweat.
come and play as well. Probably over here somewhere. I don't have walls, so it is a very, very tempting target for them. So we haven't quite gotten to the point where we can get our second army. Yeah. I don't know how people play this game without coffee. Hero action success. Nah, whatever. That's fine.
As parched as my
Yeah,
bone.
Nehekaran Priest got himself a level. Yeah. One thing you got to do when you can is increase your Lord Recruit ranks on all of your priests, because that benefits you a lot. There are a couple of cheeses that are very, very useful for all Tomb King players. So, to go through those, one of the things we want to try and do is, so there is a right that will allow us to get a Casket of Souls, and it also increases our Lord Recruit rank by 3. So if we can, we want to Happy populace? Why not unhappy populace? Anyway,
Is it
if we can,
hot?
we want to activate that at the same time as we get a new lord. So, because basically what you do
My
is
master will return.
I'll recruit the lord. I'll put a point there, probably 2 points there because I only have that many points. Then I'll disband him, and then next turn I'll do the same thing over and over again until the right's about to run out, basically. Then I'll keep one of them. And what that'll do is, even though they're disbanded, because they've been given that extra bring in jars, that little ticker will go up just from the characters. Now, the other little cheese that you've got with our undead friends is we're right next to mountains, and if you spend time winning battles and gaining lord ranks in the mountains, you will be the proud owner of many followers. I'll just go with followers. I can't remember the name of the follower now. But it's a type of follower that reduces your building costs for certain buildings by 15%. Have enough of them in an army. Building is free. That means you build the building and then you can demolish the building. And even though you built it for free, you get payback in the way of casheronis for that building.
Faith in you wanes.
We got our rebellion. Let's see. Oh, he's got a screaming skull.
Curses.
So what we're going to do is
Undead loyalty.
get rid of one of them.
Resurrection. We fight.
Apparently missed the attack. And so since I got rid of one, that apparently increases our chance of winning. Weird. Now, they are quite quick. What are our speeds? They're 74. They're also... No, they're 78. That's alright. Basically,
Nagash demands
not want
sacrifice.
that catapult firing at our main blobs. We don't want to get into too much melee with those sepulchral stalkers either. Blah. Don't like this particular map. Oh. We will set up over here in a corner camp-ish. Not a full corner camp. Just a corner camp-ish. Skelly thingy there. You guys all hang here. You can pop up front. What do we got? Yep, you. There. And we'll pop our chariots over here. Aim of the game being we want to try and waste the ammo of those catapults that they have. That heat haze don't help much. Alright. That's cool. Let's get him to where they can see him. And let's get to wasting ammo. Maybe, if it stops moving about the place. Whoop, yep, there we go. Now it's cracking along. I know a lot of people don't like it when you do this, but honestly, especially in this early part of the game, it's a good idea. Now, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to capture the catapult. You do not always manage it, but I'd really like to, because having a Screaming Skull catapult will make our lives so much, well, make our unlives so much easier, I should say. We're getting through its ammo nice and quickly though. Because with a Screaming Skull catapult, and if we can level our magic users up enough, boy howdy are we going to do a lot of damage. We'll actually be able to do things like attack those dwarves. Now, are they coming for us? They are not. That's a bit of a bummer. They are reacting to my chariots, which is good. I want them to come for us, though. Might have to move my army up. Not really what I was hoping to do, but good idea nonetheless in this case. Now, normally what I do with the chariots is I'd use them to... Oh, I sighted them completely. That's good. Yeah, just what we wanted. Usually what I'd do is I'd use them to go and attack shit, but I'm going to use them more of a flank defender in this case. If you're wondering why I'm doing it this way, it is simply because Arkhan is slow, and so is my other magic user. So those sepulchral stalkers that are in the army will absolutely wreck him if I go and send him in to cast a spell. So this way I can get them to back him up. Wow, that's really short range. What about you? I think this is a... Oh, that's not even a damaging spell. So that's no good. We have to get him fairly close here, so that's unfortunate. Right-o. Okay, so what we got over here? Horsemen and sepulchral stalkers. Now, I'm under no illusion that
This is well.
Spirit Leech and Lord Support. I'm under absolutely no illusion that Arkhan can defeat their Lord, but...
Fight!
Fight on! Fight on! You two fire at those sepulchral stalkers, and you fire at those sepulchral stalkers. Best, come on, you can do it! Yes! They're anti-infantry, but they do a little bit of damage here and there. Try and get rid of the sepulchral stalkers. There's another unit over there. We'll get our Scorpion into them. Get some more damage down there. I mean, there's our first heal. That's good. Oh, that's right. They are going to have... Should at least have the same abilities we do. Got a big binding going on. They're not doing a lot of damage to them. They're doing a decent job over here, so I don't know. Looks like they're getting their heal now, but they're probably going to crumble away pretty soon. They are not holding up. Help out over that side. Now, I'm not too concerned if I lose one of my chariots. They're not really that important, to be honest.
Arkhan the
This
Black.
is in there. Arkhan, not in combat. Good. Don't want him in combat. Looks like we're doing a number on those horsemen, that's good. Yep. Alright. Alright, Chariots, time for you to get out of there. What's left of you at least. We're gonna definitely lose at least one of those units, Chariots. Let's try and keep the other one. Oh yeah. There we go, that's the army loss penalties for them. That's it. Yeah, we did cop a fair bit of damage, but... yeah, those Sepulchral Stalkers didn't do too badly. I suppose I essentially just let them waste their ammo on my skeletons, so... Okay, now, being that we beat Bony Boys, we don't get any money for Endless March. So I'm going to take them. No, we did not get what I was hoping for. So we'll just have to re-recruit him, and we'll recruit Skeleton Warrior, just to make sure we got a full stack. Arkhan can start down his red line. We'll throw in the Restless Dead, even though we didn't do any casting with him that time round. Give him Indomitable Will. Cultist Prince, eh? Enemy wins of magic -8. That's okay, but not too great. And there we go. First battle. Yeah, we're used to him. Oh, well, I'm used to him getting rid of the non-aggression pact, so that's fine. Man, I would have liked that Screaming Skull catapult. Oh well.
Your time withered.
Yeah, no, we're not going for an alliance with you. Sorry, Mr. Beastman.
Only the living sweat.
Alright.
I shall
Now,
move.
we're going to go into
They are trapped.
ambush stance again. We can still build stuff, but we're not going to. And we're going to continue on this way. I should probably go into the jars, actually. So I haven't talked about them at all. Finally had them turn up. That's right. Let's talk about the jars anyway. So, because you've got limited army capacities, you can actually use your jars and money to awaken more armies, which is really, really useful. There is a certain point, I think it was worked out, there was about 21 possible armies you can have all up before, because that actually, the amount of jars you need increases every time, and you can't have more than 10,000 jars, I think. So at that point, when it clicks over to 12,000, you just can't awaken anymore. You can also awaken some regiments of renown, some extra ones, I should say. The only ones I'd personally be interested in are the Nehekaran warriors, but even then, they're not shielded and they have no armor. Then again, they've got a higher physical resistance, so could be good. You can unlock various weapons. This one's got a bound spell, so very, very nice, but of course you need quite a few ingredients. So there's a fair few decent weapons around. There's armor. Armor of Eternity is a nice one because it includes regeneration, but it does increase your vulnerability to fire. Scorpion armor is quite nice as well. As long as you've got a decent amount of hit points, you will be very hard to bring your hit points down. Again, you've got various enchanted items you can get. Fan Braces of the Sun can be really good especially if you are having some problems with fire resistance. What do we have here? So, oh yep. So around you, or enemies in range of you, will actually have less fire resistance as well. Talismans. Is there a decent talisman? That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's very good actually. Have him standing around near your shielder guys and just let them absorb everything because they've got very high shields. So there you go. So that basically is what you do with your jars. Main thing, really, honestly, is you'll be unlocking armies with them, just because otherwise you've got limited armies.
Do you take
Now,
me for a churl?
this churl over here has mostly mounted yeomen,
Parched as my
so we can defeat him. He'll have a trebuchet as well, so that'll be a bit of a pain. I don't remember being able to waste its ammo even if you're the attacker on him either. So, but that is the end of the start here. We are getting close to getting our... it'll be about turns 15, 16 when we get our next army. 4 more turns, so yep, turn 16. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll be getting to that in the next episode. So hopefully people will want to watch that, and I will see you in the next one, which should also include a battle with Moggan of the Flame with Arkhan's current army. So, hope you have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, later.